All right, guys, we are coming back with our improve our chess pattern recognition. This time we're going over the 11 solutions that come back after part 1. And these are going to be middle game puzzles of trying to find the strategic point of getting to the best position in the middle game. So in this first position, we are here. It is black to move. What do you guys think is the proper move? What's the best move that you should make? B5 looks fun. B5 could be a move, but it's not the best move. B5 actually isn't even in the top 5 engine moves, according to this. Knight to E8, knight to D6, and F5. Dark Knight chess, you get it. So you go knight to E8, after they go knight to C3, knight to D6 here is the position. It's called the center back knight, where you're kind of stopping the advance of this passed pawn here, but you're also attacking these 2 pawns and you're forcing white to make a lot of defensive resources to defend them. So that is the center back knight. This is the motif that we want to be looking for in this position. Let's look at solution 2. All right, so in this, white is to move. This isn't the top level engine move, but it is fitting with the theme of kind of the piece placement. Knight to G5 is begging to be played. All right. And that is the correct one, because knight to G5 is the move. The reason being, if you take this and take this, you have a nice path for the king here. This queen's coming down. It's very uncomfortable for black. So knight to G5 is there. It's called surplus and prise is the motif name. They bring their knight back, trying to convert all these resources. And what white does is they try their best to basically remove all the defenders of this, and white goes on to win basically from this. These are all from like GM level games. Knight to G5 was the move. Dark Knight of Chess, good job, my man. So that was number 2. Let's look at solution number 3. So we have black to move here. What do you think is the proper move? This one is a tough one. I think it's counterintuitive. It has its perks. H5. Okay, yep, that is not correct. Bishop takes H2 with discover attack on the knight. Trade rooks. Nope. What is the ideal rating of the puzzle? I mean, this is coming from this chess book here. That's all it is. So there's 11 puzzles at the end of the first section. So yeah, just keep throwing out there, guys. You're almost there. Not bishop to D5. Nope. It is not a bishop move. I'll give you guys the hint there. Knight to F6 to E4. Nope, that is not it. This one's tough because it goes against all rules. Knight to A4, Bill BZ. You got it. So it's called the dominant knight on the edge. The reason being, you are attacking this and you're restricting the piece's movement. So what happens here in this Grandmaster game, bishop went back. They pushed up to E5. They brought the knight in and kind of just forced white's pieces back. And so you can see here, all of white's pieces are there on the back rank and constricted. A lot of that is due to the strength of this A4 knight. And like we say, knight on the rim is dim. Not in all cases though. So knight to A4 was the move. So what this really did was it prevented white's development of the knight over here to C3 as well. So it attacked this bishop, but it also prevented this from happening. Yeah, it's a deceptively strong knight, I would say. All right, that was the end of solution 3. Let's look at solution 4. So this is white to move. This one's a little tough too, because this is like you're gonna need 2 moves to get in the proper position, I would say. So in this one, this is actually a Magnus Carlsen and Vishy Anand game. So I think this is Magnus. Magnus played this move. What do you guys think it was? The D5 square is weak. Okay, that is true. Knight to C3 is not the move, just F4. Dang, Logan gets it. It is F4. The reason being, if you take here, these bishops are super strong pointed at the king. And so what happened in this game after Magnus played F4? They took here. The queen just jumps out over here to H5. The knight comes in and all these pieces were then pointed at the king and Magnus easily won the game. These twin bishops are very deadly in the middle game. All right, so that was, I think, puzzle number 4. Let's look at puzzle number 5 here. So this is white to move. What do you guys think is the move? Bishop takes E5 is not the move. This one is an interesting one. It's not one of the top engine moves. I also think it's not very strong of a move, but it is the motif that they wanted you to look for. I think this is one of the 3 that I got wrong. I got 8 out of 11 right when I was going through these. This one's tough. Knight to D3. No. Maybe bishop to D4. Bishop to D4 is not it as either. E4 is not it as well. This one is also very like counterintuitive. Rook to D5. No, it's not something ridiculous like that. It is something ridiculous though. Knight to H5. Dark Knight of Chess gets it. It's called the not so innocent bystander. One, it can't really be attacked right now. You can go there, but it's putting a lot of pressure here on this pawn here. And so in this game, queen went here. They pushed up and bishop to D3, and there was just so much pressure here against this king. White went on to win this game just because this knight was really a thorn in Black's side. This is something that I probably wouldn't see in a game. The not so innocent bystander. All right, so that was solution 5. Let's look at solution 6 now. Ooh, okay, this one's tough. It is Black to move here. Bishop to A4. Okay, it's not correct. Not correct. It's a good guess though. That's actually what my guess was, because I missed this as well. E5 is not the move. Bishop to D5. No, bishop to D5 is not the move, American comrade. This one is like a very powerful piece if you can get it to a certain square. And so you're gonna need to make 2 moves to get to that square. Bishop to B5. Yes, Bill BZ gets it. Yeah. The reason being, what's you got to be, you're just improving the position of this bishop to get over here onto D3. So in this game, they take there, we take back. There's some exchanges, but they get this bishop here. It's called the beastly bishop when you get the bishop on these central squares here, because what it does is it restricts the movement of the pieces here in the back. And you can see it's now blocking this. It's guarded by 2 separate pieces. White's not going to be able to kick it off. And so the rest of the game kind of went like this. And Black went on to win. But yeah, the beastly bishop is very, very powerful. It's very much like an octopus knight. That was solution 6. Let's look at solution 7 now. So white is to move here, F4 and then E4. No, that is not it. I'd probably play knight to C4, attacking the queen. That's a good move, but it's not the correct one. F4, bishop to D3. Nope. Knight to B3, then to C5. Nope. I like your thinking, Dark Knight of Chess. Zazi was really close. So what it really was, it's knight to E4 here. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get this knight over here to D6, which is an octopus knight, which is the strongest like knight in the game. The reason being, it controls all these squares in your opponent's territory. So what happened in this game is they went H6, we brought the rook out, and then we got this knight over here on D6, restricting the movement of Black's pieces. And what white did was they really just cemented the pieces. And from this, white now is up 3.5 points. White went on to win. So yeah, the Octopus Knight, probably the most common of the motifs, because I think Garry Kasparov made it very popular in his game against Anatoly Karpov, where he basically held this Octopus Knight and basically destroyed Karpov with it. So this one is, all right, solution 8 here. White is to move. What do you guys think is the move? This one is an interesting one, because what white's doing is trying to prevent the motif of Black. So we have ourselves here a King's Indian position, which, you know, anything about this King's Indian position is you're trying to stack up these pawns and attack the king side. And there's one piece that is very, very powerful. G4 is not the move. Rook takes A6 is not the move. This one is going to be, I think, the toughest one. The toughest one for sure, because this is the last one I think I missed. Knight to B6. I meant A7. Yes. Knight to A7. Luca, you get it correct. Knight to A7 is the move. The reason being is this bishop's super powerful at this stage of the King's Indian. This bishop has not moved ever really in the King's Indian defense, and its only move is to sacrifice itself to break open the king side and attack the king. So in this, queen goes there. Knight says, great, sack. And they open up this position, and white now has the commanding 2.5 point lead at the grandmaster level. It's basically winning. White goes on to win. So we have 3 more solutions. This is solution number 9. This is white to move. What is your guys' move? This is also a 2-mover. E5, then D5. That's not correct, but I like your thinking. Free the monster. What monster? On B1. Nope, that's not the move. D5 and knight to D4 to F5 is interesting. Oh, Dark Knight of Chess gets it. The reason being, you're correct, because it's D5. Queen takes his A4 pawn, but in the book it says Garry Kasparov says that a knight on F5 is worth the pawn. And so what you do is you go knight to D5. They bring that over, you protect the queen, and then you get this knight over here. It's called the Beastly Knight, and it just covers so many squares in Black's territory. It really cramps it, and now that this knight is here, you can't really get this in either. It's a very strong knight. So what happened is going to A3, and white was able to get the center queen, and it was easily winning from here on out. So Beastly Knight, this is also very popular in the Ruy Lopez. This is a motif you'll find a lot, so something to look out for when you play the Ruy. All right, solution 10 now. This is white to move. This one is an interesting one, and is actually, I think it's a terrible move. I knew the motif, so that's why I said, oh, we'll do it. But I mean, I don't even know if I want to even have you guess. So I think it's a terrible thing. It's called the lost bishop. So what happens is this bishop takes his pawn, and it seems like your bishop is lost. Oh no. But there's a way to save it if you play correctly. So here, A5 is played, rook comes here, you take, the knight comes to attack the bishop. And after taking the bishop comes here and is actually not in a worse spot. I mean, white's in a worse spot, but they didn't lose the bishop because of it. Yeah, it's a Bobby Fischer bishop. And so they talk about this motif, but I think it's terrible. It's terrible. The lost bishop isn't a lost bishop. There's ways of saving it. Obviously, you need some extra pieces to save it. But in this situation, this GM was able to save this bishop. Last one. This one's also a very interesting puzzle. I knew it because I knew of the motif. By the way, black is to move. So what do you guys think is the move here? Castle. You know what, American Comrade? That is actually the top engine move by 0.01, according to the engine. It's a better move, but this one's equally as good. Queen to B2, Loki gets it. So yeah, queen to B2 is the move. It's called the forbidden fruit position because taking the pawn over here on B2 usually leads to it getting kicked out. So what happened here is rook to C1. The black then castles, and then black just improves its position, and this queen here really just restricts the movement of all these pieces, and so white's not able to get a better position because of it, and is able to take advantage of white's position. And so what happened is there was a perpetual check. This game ended in a draw, but the queen to B2 was the thing that really stopped white's advance. All right, guys. So those are the 11 solutions for the back of the book of part 1 of Improve Your Chess Pattern Recognition. If you like that video, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll come out with the second part in the book right here. I'll see you then. You have a great day. Goodbye.